Hello, today we're going to be talking about the annotator. The annotator is where you view and edit annotations. Let's start with viewing annotations. Here you have the ID number of the annotation that you're viewing. And here you have the disease name. This is who published the annotation and their email address should you wish to contact them. You can also see what they based their annotation on. For example, this one is based on OMIM. If you clone an annotation, it will say clone of whatever annotation is here. On the toolbar, you see the phenotype button, which leads you to the phenotype. And you can see the disease and whatever annotations there are. Let's change it up. Let's select this one. Here you have the book icon, which is the lookup icon and lets you look up the disease in OMIM or Ordo. We only have OMIM right now, though. Here you can clone the annotation. We'll get to that later. And here you can recommend the annotation. I talked about this earlier, but when you recommend an annotation, you indicate that that's the best annotation for that disease. You can only recommend one annotation for each disease. Here you have the phenotypes. It's listed in systems, like so. If it's blue, you can click on it for more details. If it's red and crossed out, it means that this phenotype is not present in patients with this disease. On the right, you see references. Right now, I don't have any because this annotation doesn't have any references and no citations either. Here you have the clones. Right now, this annotation doesn't have any clones, but that's going to be changing really soon because I'm going to click the clone button. Here, you see that the pencil icon's here, which means that it's one that I'm currently working on. And you see that it says based on annotation 25. If I click on that, I go back. This one is still empty because I didn't publish it, so this is only for clones that have been published. Anyway, let's go back to what I was working on. Here you see the toolbar has changed a bit. Instead of those buttons there, the recommend button, now you have a publish button, which I'll use later. If you don't want to continue with the annotation, you can always delete it, but I won't do that right now. On the left, you can edit the phenotypes. So when you clone an annotation, or when you create it from OMIM, which is the default option, you have OK badges. So basically, these are cloned or imported phenotypes. You should click on them to confirm that that phenotype is correct in the way it is shown. If you don't agree with anything, you can always remove the phenotype, or you can edit its properties. For example, this one's an N, or you can change the frequency or the onset. So for onset, you have the ages, so you should select the right one here. And for frequency, you should take note of the percentages and give a rough estimate. So for example, if it's 20%, maybe give it a frequent, which is 33%. Here you have the details button. You can edit details like pace of progression, severity, temporal pattern, spatial pattern, and laterality. This last one is specific